Tonight on Our News, newly elected Golden Isles MP Darren Pickstock says Monday's by-election win is just the beginning, and he's already predicting another victory in 2026. Also, despite his defeat at the polls, F&M by-election candidate Brian Brown says he's moving full steam ahead. And Coalition of Independents candidate Brian Rolle picks up 348 votes unofficially. We've got his reaction coming up. Then in our news at 7:30, hints of an early general election are growing after Prime Minister Philip Davis told PLP supporters it ain't long now. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. We begin tonight with the latest from the Golden Isles constituency. The PLP's Darren Pickstock picking up the win last night. Our Delvado Emmanuel has reactions to his election win.
Well, I feel great. It's good to be a winner.
Less than 24 hours after securing the Golden Isles seat by just over 300 votes, Darren Pickstock said he woke up this morning feeling grateful and ready to get back to work. He spoke with reporters outside the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium during the ballot recount. The Progressive Liberal Party candidate was officially confirmed the winner, securing over 1,800 votes in a race marked by low voter turnout. According to the unofficial results, his strongest challenger, Brian Brown of the Free National Movement, trailed closely behind him with over 1,800 votes, while Coalition of Independents candidate Brian Rolle received 348 and Independent candidate Karen Butler finished with just 16. When asked about the win, here's how Pickstock responded.
I'm humbled at the opportunity to serve the constituents of Golden Isles. They have put their trust in me to do what I say that I'm going to do. They have put their trust in me for good representation, and that is exactly what I'm going to give them. And the work starts today. Well, it continues because we started. And so the work continues. And so I'm excited about that. And, you know, I'm happy that we were able to, touch the amount of residents that we touched.
He admits the more than 300 vote margin shows there's still work to be done, particularly in a constituency he says has felt overlooked for far too long. Still, he says it's a challenge he's ready to take on. As for critics who questioned whether he could remain present in the community now that the election is over, Pickstock insists his record already proves he will.
I run on my record. I'm my own man. And the people have put their trust in me, but I understand that trust has to be earned, and trust is earned through you being consistent, and trust is earned through action and you saying that you doing what you say that you will do. And so I understand that I'm earning trust.
Now, with the by-elections behind him, Pickstock says he's more than confident that he'll emerge once again victorious in the upcoming general elections.
Do what you say that you were going to do. Be and give good representation. That's what people want. That's what the residents want. And so we have no doubt in our mind whatsoever that we will be victorious in 2026.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much for that, Delvado. Meanwhile, Free National Movement candidate Brian Brown promising to forge ahead in the southwestern New Providence community. His pledge came an hour after his defeat at the polls Monday night. Last night, somber supporters gathered at his constituency office and told our Jasmine Brown they're not giving up on their party's candidate as they look ahead to the next general election.
Brown making it clear to his supporters that he doesn't plan on giving up and that his work in the community will continue.
It looked well today, and Mr. Brown will be here again tomorrow. The office will be open. I'm ready to go.
The F&M's by-election candidate was greeted by applause as he addressed a crowd of his supporters at his constituency headquarters on Carmichael Road. It came nearly an hour after Progressive Liberal Party candidate Darren Pickstock was declared the projected winner of yesterday's by-election. Brown thanked his supporters, party leaders, and his team for believing in him. This is the second time he's contested the Golden Isles seat that was left vacant following following the sudden death of former Member of Parliament Vaughan Miller. Brown also ran for Golden Isles in the 2021 general election. This time around, the F&M candidate insisted he's not dismayed by the latest loss. He says he'll continue canvassing the constituency and meeting with residents. And on Thanksgiving, he plans on feeding at least 500 in the community.
This is just a start as we continue to do the work for Golden Isle. Thank you, Golden Isle.
As for his supporters, they told me they're committed to him now more than ever.
The work is not going to stop. Mr. Brown has never left. 2021, when he lost, he had the office remained open. He continued to do the work.
You know, Brown has stickability. He's a man of courage, and his heart is with the people.
Whether we win or lose, it's not about a party thing. It's about us coming down to want what's best for the country and the people of the country.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, the Coalition of Independence candidate Brian Rolle unofficially received 348 votes in yesterday's poll. He went up against PLP's Darren Pickstock and F&M candidate Brian Brown, as well as independent candidate Kim Butler, but Pickstock would be the one that came out on top with 1,873 votes. Now, Rolle, who spoke to us outside the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium where the official recount was taking place, says at the end of the day, voters spoke loud and clear.
I guess the constituents, they really want to delve into the bigger picture, which is the general election. I guess some of them, felt as though that this probably might have been a waste of time, and they want to really support the COI so we can take the whole hog.
And Rolle told Our News what his next steps will be.
To, of course, keep on fighting. Definitely, we still do have a country to save. There are still a plethora of issues that we are facing holistically. And the Coalition of Independence, we are a party who is driven. We are a party, definitely, we want to fix this country. We have a passion for this, and we will get it done. We just need the public to just give us an opportunity, for them to see what we can do.
All right, and our coverage of yesterday's by-election continues tonight in Our News at 7:30. A 42-year-old Jamaican woman has been charged after police say they found a loaded gun in her purse. Prosecutors allege Natasha Henderson Sands was found with a Glock 23.40 pistol and 4 rounds of .40 ammunition on November 22nd. Police say they were on patrol on Plantal Street at around 9 p.m. on the night when they stopped and searched a group of people who were standing in the street. That's when they allegedly found the weapon on the accused during the search. Now, Henderson Sands, who's in the country on a spousal permit, denied the allegations at her arraignment before Magistrate Lennox Colby. Bail has been set at $7,000 on the condition that she wears an ankle monitor and surrenders her passports to the court. She's got to check in with police 4 times a week. The accused is expected back in court on February 19th. And a Jamaican housekeeper of a businessman, Al Colley, facing obstruction and firearm possession charges. 66-year-old Beverly Morrison appeared before the same magistrate in relation to a November 20th police raid at Colley's home at Sea Beach Estates. Police allege that Morrison denied officers entry to the home when they came to the residence at around 2 a.m. to execute a search warrant. So, the officers forced their way inside. Once inside, police shot 81-year-old Colley after he allegedly opened fire on them. Police also allegedly found an unlicensed .380 pistol along with 21 rounds of ammunition. Now, Morrison, the housekeeper, denied charges at her arraignment and was granted $7,000 bail. Now, she's expected back in court on March 11 for the start of her trial. Meanwhile, Colley has been released from hospital and remains under investigation. A man who impregnated a teen pleaded guilty and is behind bars as he awaits sentencing. Jakyle Barry, now 23, began an unlawful sexual relationship with a 12-year-old girl in August 2021. Barry's girlfriend became pregnant at 13, and they have a 2-year-old daughter. Justice Renee McKay will hear arguments on sentencing in January. Barry is represented by Glendon Rolle and Basil Cumberbatch, appeared for the prosecutor. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kenino. Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. If you have plans for the outdoors, get out, enjoy it. It's very nice on the outside. Slightly warmer this evening, though. Temperature in the mid to upper 70s, 78 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. It winds out of the east at 50 miles per hour, so we have a slight breeze out there. But your feels like temperature is still a comfortable 77 degrees. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands, all in the mid to upper 70s, with 77 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Great Harbor Key, the Berry Islands. Marshaba, Abaco, 76. Pick up 79s in Alistown, Bimini, over in Governor's Harbor. Over in Nicholstown, Andros, North Andros there, 78 degrees here in the capital. And into the central Bahamas, 80 degrees in Kemps Bay. We pick up 79s again in Black Point, Exuma. Georgetown, Exuma, Deadman's Key, Long Island, Port Nelson, all 78s. 77 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, as well as Cuban Townsend, Salvador. And into the southeast Bahamas, 80 degrees across the board, with the exception of Matthewtown, Inagua, and Providenciales, Tricks, and Caicos Islands. You both showing 81 degrees at this hour. Satellite radar composite, it is quiet across the area. High pressure is in charge. Weak frontal boundary that was threatening the northern islands with a few showers. That's basically fizzled out, and that high pressure will stay with us. Tight pressure gradient over the next couple of days. We do have another weak front that's going to be clipping the northern Bahamas, but not bringing much in terms of any weather. But the more significant front we expect to get in here by Friday, that will usher in some showers, as well as a slight dip in temperatures for the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, we're headed to the FIBA World Cup. Eventually, if we win a bunch of games. But then after that, we're headed to the FIBA World Cup.
Win your share. Qualifying wager in lottery, casino, or sportsbook to earn 20 loyalty points.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and a live fiber on channel 747 and 748.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here. You got to catch the next show here in London. I'm just leaving my Airbnb here in London because I only stay at the best places when I'm in London. But I'm going to have Bahamians on the show. That's right, Bahamians doing big things here.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The road to the FIBA World Cup starts here, literally in this room. John is right over there folding uniforms as we speak. Following a historic summer, expectations are at an all-time high for the Bahamas' senior men's national team program. The Bahamas Basketball Federation officially named its roster for the first window of the FIBA World Cup Americas region qualifiers. In the front court, we've got Kai Jones, Isaiah Mobley, Travis Munnings, Kentuan Smith, Keno Burrows, Sammy Hunter, and Zayn Knowles. In the backcourt, Franco Miller Jr., Dominic Bridgewater, Garvin Clark Jr., Edriel Martinborough, and Rashad Davis. The Bahamas has been drawn into Group B alongside Puerto Rico, Canada, and Jamaica.
The Golden State Warriors have a lot to figure out. I'll help them out with the math. They'll want to know when Buddy scores at least 20.
He'll turn in his best performance of the season Monday night, dropping a season-high 20 points to help lift the Golden State Warriors to a 134-117 win over the Utah Jazz. He shot 8 from 15 from the field and 4 from 8 from 3 to help the Warriors end a 3-game losing streak.
The season was going along fine, VJ was fitting in, DA was shining as a Laker, and then the injury bug hits from out of nowhere. Not a fun time, but this too shall pass. VJ Edgecombe will miss his second straight game after the 76ers ruled him out against the Orlando Magic tonight with left calf tightness. He continues to be evaluated and is listed as day-to-day. Meanwhile in LA, DeAndre Ayton has been ruled out of tonight's matchup against the Clippers with a right knee contusion. He suffered the injury in Sunday's game against Utah after a collision and did not return after halftime. The team is expected to reassess his condition later this week. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as explosions light up Kyiv's night sky. Russia launches another wave of missile and drone strikes on the Ukrainian capital. Plus, the United States has formally labeled Venezuela's president a member of a foreign terrorist organization. And a massive volcanic eruption in Ethiopia disrupting travel thousands of miles away. We'll tell you how far that volcano sent ash into the atmosphere when our news returns.
It's your boy Charlie Bahama here. You got to catch the next show here in London. I'm just leaving my Airbnb here in London because I only stay at the best places when I'm in London. But I'm going to have Bahamians on the show. That's right, Bahamians doing big things here in London, and also going to take you to some of the sites all around London. Whatever I can show you, I'm going to show you, all right? So catch the next Charlie Bahama show right here, Cable Bahamas, channel 212. Charlie Bahama show, every Friday night.
What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth? Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say you get the most comprehensive half-hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution.
Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court apartment complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Kendino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt into Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Explosions lit up the skies over Kyiv overnight as Russia launched another round of drone missile strikes on the Ukrainian capital. Air raid sirens sounded for hours while air defense teams worked to intercept the incoming weapons. Several blasts were seen across multiple districts, sparking fires and damaging homes and power lines. Ukrainian officials say at least 6 people were killed and more than a dozen injured. President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia also fired hundreds of drones across the region, with some crossing into Moldova and Romania. He's again calling on international partners for more air defense support, saying the attacks are targeting critical energy infrastructure as winter approaches. The United States has officially labeled Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro a member of a foreign terrorist organization. The designation gives Washington new authority to target Maduro, his allies, and government-controlled assets. U.S. officials say the move is meant to disrupt drug trafficking and illegal migration from the region, but analysts note it could also increase pressure for political change inside Venezuela. A massive volcanic eruption in Ethiopia, causing travel disruptions to thousands of miles away. The Haile Gubi volcano, erupting for the first time ever, sent ash nearly 14 kilometers into the atmosphere on Sunday. That ash traveled across Yemen and Oman before drifting over Pakistan and into northern India on Tuesday. Air India grounded 11 flights over the last 2 days, saying it needed to conduct precautionary checks on aircraft that may have passed through affected airspace. Budget carrier Akasa also canceled several Middle East routes. India's Civil Aviation Ministry says only a small number of flights had to be rerouted. Now, Ethiopia sits on one of the world's most active volcanic belts, with scientists warning that dozens of its volcanoes can become active at any time. And Jamaican health officials have declared an outbreak of leptospirosis following the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa late last month. The Category 5 storm brought nearly 30 inches of rain, triggered severe flooding, and leaving large pools of stagnant water, ideal conditions for the bacterial disease to spread. So far, 9 cases have been confirmed and more than 24 others under investigation. The illness is spread through water contaminated by the urine of infected animals, often rodents. Early symptoms resemble the flu, but the infection can quickly become life-threatening, causing kidney failure and organ damage. Authorities urging residents to avoid floodwaters wherever possible. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 25th. Then in our news at 7:30, the National HIV/AIDS Center is celebrating 4 decades of progress, highlighting the work it's done since the first recorded case in 1983. When our news returns.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest-running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here. You got to catch the next show here in London. I'm just leaving my Airbnb here in London because I only stay at the best places when I'm in London. But I'm going to have Bahamians on the show. That's right, Bahamians doing big things here in London, and also going to take you to some of the sites all around London. Whatever I can show you, I'm going to show you, all right? So catch the next.
On this day in Bahamian history in 2013, a tragic migrant voyage in Exuma. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued 110 Haitian migrants after their boat capsized near Harvey Key. 30 people were confirmed dead. Survivors were taken to Stanyo Key the next morning before being brought to the capital. In 2015, following the devastation of Hurricane Joaquin, then Prime Minister Perry Christie declared November 25th a national day of thanksgiving and repentance. In 1963, the U.S. laid President John F. Kennedy to rest with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery 3 days after his assassination. And in 2016, former Cuban leader Fidel Castro, who shaped the Western Hemisphere's first communist state, died at age 90. To learn more about the events that shaped the day that was November 25th, head over to ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. But if you want to watch that story or any of the stories that you've seen in today's newscast, be sure and visit ournews.bs. Joining us now is Italia Hall. She's up with the latest headlines. Italia?
Ken, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It was good to see you on the decision board yesterday.
Yes, very
exciting
long day.
times with yesterday's by-election.
Sure. Yeah.
Darren Pickstock of the PLP.
Yeah.
Decisive win for him. So, of course, we'll be following that for quite some time.
Yeah. Thanks so much. All right. And don't forget, stay locked in our news every week from now until December for your shot at driving away in a brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. It's the ultimate giveaway. Brought to you by Our News, Alive and Auto Mall. To learn more, head over to ournews.bs to learn how you can win. Good luck. Here are your latest headlines. The 2026 general election is approaching. Prime Minister Philip Davis told PLP supporters it ain't long now during celebrations of the party's Golden Isles win. First tonight on Our News at 7:30. Also, after losing back-to-back by-elections, F&M leader Michael Pintart says the party must reevaluate, refocus, and retool. Plus, independent candidate Karen Kim Butler says low voter turnout was more troubling than her loss in Golden Isles. We have a full comments coming up. And later, the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces disaster team has arrived in Jamaica delivering a ship packed with hurricane relief supplies. Our Joshua Williams caught up with the crew on the ground. The story when Our News at 7:30 returns.
Tired of weak, over-the-counter bug sprays? Step up your pest control game with professional-grade products from the Struckham Shop. From powerful insecticides to trusted gel baits and termiticides, we supply the same products used by Struckham Commercial Pest Services, now available for DIY homeowners and small pest control pros. Whether you're protecting your home or building your business, get the edge with the Struckham Shop.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. First night, hints of an early election could soon become a reality. This after Prime Minister Philip Davis told PLP supporters, quote, "It ain't long now," end quote, as the governing party celebrated its Golden Isles by-election victory. Talks of a possible early general election were first sparked by former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham, who, while speaking at an FNM rally in the alley for the Golden Isles constituency last week, told supporters that if the Progressive Liberal Party won the by-election, they would hold an early election by March. Then Monday night, Davis asked a swarm of supporters if they're ready to win as he teased next year's general elections.
Because it ain't long now. It ain't long now. You know that gospel song that says you're winning? You're winning? You're winning? Are you all ready to win? We are unstoppable. Always believe that and remember that. And so colleagues and PLBs, as we prepare ourselves for the next step. I ain't bring the bell out yet. You always soon see the bell coming out. But as we prepare for the next step, let us go back in our constituencies and start our work.
And after losing both of the country's last two by-elections, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says the party now has to reevaluate, refocus, and retool ahead of next year's general elections. The FNM leader addressed a crowd of supporters at their Golden Isles by-election candidate Brian Brown's constituency headquarters last night. According to the unofficial count, Brown secured 1,636 votes, while Pickstock got 1,873 votes. Coalition of Independents candidate Brian Rolle received 348 votes, and independent candidate Karen Butler received 16 votes. Pintard told Brown's disappointed supporters last night that this is only one leg of their journey.
The finish line is in sight. FNMs do not fall. We don't faint. We will reevaluate, refocus, retool, and we will be ready for the big dance for the general election. Rest assured, we will be stronger.
Pintard was asked if he felt yesterday's loss was an indictment of his leadership. He told reporters he would evaluate that too. And as for the low voter turnout that hovered just under 50%,
all of us have a responsibility to inspire voters so that they know that their vote counts and that it matters when you participate, and it matters when you don't participate. So all of us have a responsibility to do the things that will inspire our people to want to make that sacrifice. We accept that responsibility.
And the low voter turnout was more concerning than the actual outcome of the by-election, according to independent candidate Karen Kim Butler. Butler picked up 16 votes, unofficially as we mentioned earlier, but here's what she had to say following her loss.
I can truly say that the Bahamian people have spoken, and it is elusively clear what the constituents of the Golden Isles constituency want in terms of representation. However, the low voter turnout is more concerning than the actual outcome of the election itself. However, I must say that I am grateful and thankful for those persons who actually believed in me enough to turn out to the poll and cast a vote for me. So I say thank you to those persons.
So will we see Butler contest the Golden Isles seat in the upcoming general elections?
Well, of course, assessing and reassessing what has happened and the way the campaign actually concluded or was ran is always a good point to start. And so reflecting on the actual campaign itself is a top priority for me. I'm not sure exactly what the general election would mean for me, considering I'm thinking that the boundaries will be shifting, especially considering that constituency has almost 8,000 voters, registered voters in the constituency. So having said that, I plan to reevaluate, consult with those closest to me.
A heavy police presence kept chaos from erupting at yesterday's Golden Isles by-election. Our Sasha Lightborn caught up with the top cop in charge of security at the school, where 10 out of the 14 polling divisions were located.
That was the scene as ballot boxes left the Anatole Rogers High School on Faith Avenue South, a stark difference when compared to just a week ago at Remnant Tabernacle Church during the advance poll. Part of the reason for the orderly departure, the overwhelming presence of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. That team was led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Marino Hines, who summed up by-election day in Golden Isles this way.
Some people got overzealous and possibly acted out of character, but that is why we're here, and we were able to remedy and correct those flaws very quickly. And so overall, I think it went very well, particularly because of some things that may have happened in our recent past.
But what were some of those challenges?
Whenever you have a whole lot of people, thousands of persons, you're going to have some emotions injected into the proceedings, and we saw that. We saw some of the parties playing music. Always for me, the traffic is a concern, particularly vehicles with pedestrians, and so that was a concern. This road runs from north to south, so there weren't a whole lot of escape routes, and so once you were on it, you were on it.
And ACP Hines shared that yesterday's by-election was definitely a litmus test heading into next year's general elections.
No one rests on their laurels. We have a whole lot of work to do, and we'll certainly go to the table as early as tomorrow and see how quickly we can correct our flaws. And to answer your question precisely, yes, this is a litmus test for our readiness, and I believe we passed it, but with some corrections needed.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sasha. Well, three-time NBA champion, businessman and actor Rick Fox is looking to add politician to his long list of accomplishments. In a Facebook post that got hundreds of reactions last night, Rick said he's been considering the idea for months. He wrote, quote, "For months, I've been listening closely to the hopes and frustrations of my fellow Bahamians. One truth is clear. The future of the Bahamas will depend on the choices we make right now," end quote. During the lengthy post, he did not reveal if he had planned on running as an independent or a member of a political party. Well, nice weather conditions on this Tuesday. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Italian. Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Welcome back for another quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. 78 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. Your winds out of the east at 15 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 77. Satellite radar composite, quiet across the area. That ridge of high pressure is in charge, jutting out there from the Atlantic across our area. We also have that weak frontal boundary that was threatening us with a couple of showers. That's basically washed out and pulled towards the east. Another front expected getting here by Wednesday evening. That could bring us a couple of spotty showers across the northern islands, but we don't expect much in terms of any significant weather. But there is a more significant front expected on Friday. That should bring us more showers and a cool down in our temperatures for the weekend. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us, look at the tropics, and your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces disaster team has arrived in Jamaica delivering a ship packed with hurricane relief supplies. Our Joshua Williams has a story. Also, a morning walk on the beach turns terrifying for a Canadian teenager. Police say she was sexually assaulted after a man lured her to a nearby shed. And later, an American man is charged with vehicular manslaughter after a wrong lane crash killed a woman and her nephew. That's all coming up when Our News returns.
The best Christmas memories aren't the ones posted, they're the ones that stay. So whether you're here for the original memes or spicy moments, gather round for the memories that truly matter. Share 8 juicy pieces of KFC chicken with your favorite sides and our new coconut dessert biscuits, a holiday treat made to share. Enjoy Christmas without a filter or dish duty, but with the moments that are full of flavor. KFC's best of feast, starting at $20. Finger licking good.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and a live fiber on channel 747 and 748.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government,
Last week, we told you about the Royal Bahamas Defense Force sending members of its disaster assistance response team and a ship filled with hurricane relief supplies to Jamaica. That ship has arrived on the island, and our Joshua Williams was on the ground and has the story.
Our Caribbean neighbors in Jamaica are getting much-needed assistance from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Last month, the island nation was slammed by Hurricane Melissa. The powerful Category 5 storm brought record-breaking winds and rain to the island nation, leaving buildings, snapping power lines, and killing 45 people. The devastation leaving many without access to clean water and health care. The RBDF joins a growing list of international groups lending a hand by sending the HMBS Lawrence Major with dozens of skilled officers and containers filled with life-saving equipment and aid. Here's the officer in charge of the mission, Captain Sonia Miller.
Our main responsibilities while in Jamaica will include water production and distribution, operations of our 40 feet medical facility, and providing other support, equipment, and relief assistance.
So, how's it done? This specialized desalination facility will use the ocean as a water source and convert up to 1,000 gallons of water per hour into drinking potable water. It can also store up to 7,500 gallons of water, providing something which countless Jamaican residents desperately need. On hand to receive the officers were Jamaica's Governor General Representative Desiree Goldburn and Jamaican Defense Force Major Gladstone Linton.
We appreciate what you are doing for us here in Jamaica, in particular Falmouth, in particular Trelawney. This is more than welcoming.
Of course, we show our appreciation for the effort that is being put across by the Bahamian National Defense Force, and as such, I want to say thank you very much on behalf of the Jamaica Defense Force.
Also in Jamaica, offering hurricane relief assistance was the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Each contribution reflects a simple but powerful belief. When one of us is in need, all of us have a responsibility to respond.
Now our officers will be here for the next 2 weeks, but officials say they're prepared to stay for a month to help serve if necessary. Reporting for Our News from Falmouth, Jamaica, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, Josh, thanks so much for that. We look forward to more of the stories from Jamaica. While a walk on the beach turned into a frightening encounter for a Canadian teenager. Police say she was sexually assaulted on a local beach just after 10 a.m. on Monday. Grand Bahama investigators say the girl was collecting shells along the shoreline when an unidentified man approached her and asked her to follow him to a nearby shed where he told her he had an assortment of shells. But things took a dark turn when they got to the shed. Police allege that's when the man sexually assaulted her. The suspect is described as slim, dark-skinned, with several missing teeth. An American tourist is facing charges after a wrong lane crash killed 2 people in Abaco. 63-year-old John Porth of South Carolina is charged with vehicular manslaughter in the November 21st deaths of 53-year-old Monique Williams and her 13-year-old nephew Terrence Williams. Prosecutors allege Porth was driving in the wrong lane at the Treasure Key Abaco when he crashed head-on into Williams' car. Porth was not required to enter pleas to the charges when he stood before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carr Turnquest DeVoe. Bail was set at $60,000 cash, and he will have to wear an ankle monitor bracelet. Porth returns to court on March 16 to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers.
Coming up in sports, here who takes the court for Team Bahamas this Friday in the first window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Buddy has what we hope is a breakout game, and then apparently injuries are breaking out for our other guys in the NBA.
The future of energy.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinet. Let's do show. The road to the FIBA World Cup starts here, literally in this room. John is right over there folding uniforms as we speak. Following a historic summer, expectations are at an all-time high for the Bahamas' senior men's national team program. The Bahamas Basketball Federation officially named its roster for the first window of the FIBA World Cup Americas region qualifiers. In the front court, we've got Kai Jones, Isaiah Mobley, Travis Munnings, Kentwan Smith, Keno Burrows, Sammy Hunter, and Zayn Knowles. In the backcourt, Franco Miller Jr., Dominic Bridgewater, Garvin Clark Jr., Edriel Martinborough, and Rashad Davis. The Bahamas has been drawn into Group B alongside Puerto Rico, Canada, and Jamaica.
I mean, the chemistry is different. It's no egos. Everyone playing for each other. Everyone play on separate teams. Everyone know what they do in their team. But once we get together, everyone put the ego aside. One common goal is to win and represent the country.
We begin with the toughest test, Canada, here at home in the Kendall G. L. Isaacs Gym on Friday, the first of a home and away series. To keep their World Cup dream alive, Team Bahamas must finish the top 3 in Group B to advance to the second round. From there, 7 nations across the Americas will earn their ticket to the 2027 FIBA World Cup in Qatar.
My expectation is to win 2 games. We don't go into any battle looking to lose. And I think this team has a great makeup. The one good part about this team is that we've been able now to successfully bring home a cohort of same individuals consistently over the past few years.
The Golden State Warriors have a lot to figure out.
I'll help them out with the math. They'll want to know when Buddy scores at least 20. He'll turn in his best performance of the season Monday night, dropping a season-high 20 points to help lift the Golden State Warriors to a 134-117 win over the Utah Jazz. He shot 8 from 15 from the field and 4 from 8 from 3 to help the Warriors end a 3-game losing streak.
It's 82-game season is a marathon, and the first 20 can go exactly how you want it to go, and the first 20 can go exactly as you wanted to go, like not what you wanted to happen. So you just gotta keep being positive and know that it's going to turn around at some point.
The season was going along fine, VJ was fitting in, DA was shining as a Laker, and then the injury bug hits from out of nowhere. Not a fun time, but this too shall pass. VJ Edgecombe will miss his second straight game after the 76ers ruled him out against the Orlando Magic tonight with left calf tightness. He continues to be evaluated and is listed as day-to-day. Meanwhile, in LA, DeAndre Ayton has been ruled out of tonight's matchup against the Clippers with a right knee contusion. He suffered the injury in Sunday's game against Utah after a collision and did not return after halftime. The team is expected to reassess his condition later this week. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. We are under strict orders from Louise Dorsett not to make fun of anything that happened last night.
We realize they're going to have this election again in a couple months.
I feel like we should be able to make fun of anything as long as it involves a mascot. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, the National HIV/AIDS Center celebrates 40 years of testing, treatment, and education in the fight against HIV. And that's all coming up when our news returns. Stay with us.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas. And that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here. You got to catch the next show here in London. I'm just leaving my Airbnb here in London because I only stay at the best places when I'm in London. But I'm going to have Bahamians on the show. That's right, Bahamians doing big things here in London, and also going to take you to some of the sites all around London. Whatever I can show you, I'm going to show you, all right? So catch the next Charlie Bahama show right here, Cable Bahamas, channel 212. Charlie Bahama show, every Friday night.
What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution.
Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court apartment complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Kendino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
This is Our News. Welcome back. Nothing much to talk about in the weather segment across our area. A ridge of high pressure is dominating us with some nice, stable conditions. A weak front is expected to clip the northern islands by Wednesday evening. That should bring us 1 or 2 spotty showers. But high pressure will continue to tighten across our area. Tight pressure gradient expected, but a more significant front expected on Friday. That one will bring in some more showers as well. But we will see a cool down in the temperatures. Should get into the 70s during the daytime, some 60s at night. All in all, it's going to stay quiet for the next couple of days. Of course, we are still winding down the last couple of days in the Atlantic hurricane season, which officially ends this weekend. Nothing happening in the tropics. Everything is quiet, nothing organized right now, and that's the way we like it. Taking a look at our future forecasts, a couple of spotty showers out there in the open Atlantic associated with the remnants of that frontal boundary that will stay well to the east of us. Maybe 1 or 2 spotty showers backing up across our area. And once again, as I mentioned, by Wednesday, we expect another front to clip the northern islands. That brings us some cloudiness, but by Thursday evening into Friday, we expect another front, a more significant one, to bring us some nice cooler temperatures. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet. They will be slightly higher along Atlantic exposures. High tide is at 11:12 tonight. Low tide takes place at 5:08 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag remains in place down there. East to southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, of course, this being Thanksgiving in the United States as well as around the world, a couple of showers expected with that front getting in here on Friday, but before that, nice sunny conditions. Temperatures will take a climb into the mid-80s, but once that front goes through, we're looking at 70s for the balance of the weekend into the weekend. Some showers and thunderstorms will take us through Saturday and Sunday, but by next week, we warm back up to mid-80s. Temperatures will be back into the low 70s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, the National HIV/AIDS Center is celebrating 40 years of fighting the disease nationally. The progress it's made and highlighting the work it continues to do. It was founded during the 1980s. Prevention Education Officer Keith Kemp says there's much progress to celebrate.
You had to wait 1 week to get your HIV results. Now we have rapid testing where you can get your HIV test back in less than 15 minutes. So that's a big, big advancement in progress when it comes to HIV. I remember when we started, we were doing HIV testing, we were doing adherence counseling in the clinic where patients who had to meet a requirement in order to be placed on medication, your CD4 level and your viral load count to be at a certain level. Now we test and treat.
Our News is partnering with the AIDS Center until Monday, where our Joshua Williams will bring a number of stories covering the history, statistics, as well as pharmacy work. And while they've accomplished a lot, Kemp says the work continues throughout the country.
Whether it's stigma and discrimination, whether it's continued access to HIV testing, whether it's continued access to medication treatment care and support, whether it's pushing our PrEP program, whether it's pushing persons to go into their local pharmacy and have access to OraQuick, where they can do at-home HIV testing. The work continues to ensure that every Bahamian, especially those who are sexually active, know their HIV status.
All right, happy anniversary and such a good effort. I look forward to those stories, Josh. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.